Hello gamers, welcome to Xbox Beyond the Box. I'm your host Dragon Dust. Gamers, I want to say thank you. Thank you for all the love and support that you've shown the channel. We really do appreciate it. Each and every video that we post, we get thumbs up and we get positive feedback, and we really do appreciate that. Now with that being said, if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate that as well. So I know a lot of you got to going, hey Dragon, you haven't done a gaming video in like forever, bro. What's up with you? Well, to be perfectly honest, I have been going through my depression phase, and when I do, I kind of have to tend to it with various methods. I don't use the regular medication that people normally do for depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and stuff like that. I play video games. It's my go-to drug. With that being said, some of you've got to be asking, well, why are you back, Dragon? Are you cured? Are you feeling better? Not really. But over the last few days, a story caught my attention, and it has to be something big to really get my attention because I don't do social media. As I've stated many times, my wife handles all the social media. If you ask a question on Twitter, it's her. If you have a statement here, it's her. But the Florida shooting got my attention. I couldn't escape it. It was everywhere. My Bing searches, YouTube, the places I go to escape, even on gaming, some of the people that I hang out with completely just could not get away from it. And I know some of you are going, well, Dragon, it's not a good idea to get away from it. It needs to be dealt with. It needs to be addressed. Well, that's why I'm here, because I had to look at everything. And the first big thing that I saw was, the kids standing up finally and saying enough is enough. We're tired of dying in schools. To those kids in Florida, and to any kids who are facing this crisis, my hat's off to you. It's sad to see that the schools have become a battle zone. But, I thought, this last big one would hopefully bring, the adults, the members of Congress, our government, even our president, who's a nutless, gutless wonder, to the table and say, we've had it. It's time to put a ban on assault rifles. And apparently I was just wrong, because after all that I had seen, and I saw the students marching, and I heard them talk, and I listened to them, and my heart bled for them. And I heard them wanting a ban on assault rifles. That was the big one. They wanted to feel safe. They wanted these assault rifles banned. Instead, apparently, what the governor of Kentucky, who is a mealy-mouthed bastard, and our ridiculous, gutless, brainless president decided to do was say that, rather than ban assault rifles to fix this problem, or to, help offer solutions, or to give us gun control laws, instead, what they decided to do in their infinite wisdom was to basically say, it's not guns' fault, it's the fault of video games and violent movies. And, needless to say, this had, with all that's going on with me, my depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and several other mental disorders I suffer from, I had to step up after looking at all the evidence and see that there was nothing linking this kid to video games and violence. What linked this kid was he had mental disorders, autism, he was being ostracized at school, which by no means is an excuse for him to go shooting up a bunch of students. But, there was also reports that the FBI had a chance to stop this earlier. They failed at their job. And I was just like, holy hell, how do you get video games and movie violence after there's no evidence to support it? I could not wrap my mind around it. With all the hell that I go through day in and day out, I disappear into video games. As you can see, I played Gears of War with my wife. I play Elder Scrolls, WWE 2K17, NBA 2K17. I don't play Madden, it sucks. Forza, there's all kinds of video games that I play. And apparently the whole thing was that the only thing I could see was, assholes in Congress going, well, we need to do this about video games, or we need to do that, or better yet, hey, let's put a tax on video games that are violent. You son of a bitches, that's not fixing the problem. And my wife, I love her to death, decided that on our Twitter account, she would put up a poll to see, if video games were making people violent. And it was resounding that we were getting, all this feedback that's saying, no, I'm not getting violent on video games. It's where I go to get a stress relief. And, what the hell, man? And here I am, trying to maintain my sanity as best I can. I'm literally shaking right now. I shouldn't be doing a video, but I cannot ignore this anymore. Especially with the fact that, with all that I've been through, I've never once taken a human life. And let me tell you what, I've played violent video games for the better part of 20 years. Violent movies have been throughout my childhood. My mother, I think from like I was age 5, I was watching horror movies like Jason, Freddy, and all those wackos. And somebody on Twitter, I can't remember the name, but my wife told me about it, said that, some of the famous serial killers didn't play video games. So let's look at some of the people who are basically serial killers or, wackos who didn't have video games. Let's look at David Koresh from the Waco thing. Let's look at Ted Bundy, the Unabomber. Charlie Manson there, the guy that passed away here recently. May he rot in hell. None of these guys had video games, and yet they were complete psychopaths. And now I'm sitting here going, well, no video games, complete psychopaths. I play video games, and I've not turned to violence against people, and God knows some people deserve an ass kicking. And, I'm trying to look at why people want to keep assault rifles. Because I hunt deer and everything. And, I know some people are going, wait, Dragon, well, somebody could break into your house. I pity the poor motherfucker that breaks into my home and takes the ass whooping that he's got coming to him. Because it will be ugly. Number 2 is that some people, well, we hunt. Well, I've never went out into a field, and I do hunt from time to time. I love, killing me a nice big buck, bringing it home, gutting it, and, eating. But, don't worry, I do cook it, not going the whole raw route. But nonetheless, I've never went out into a field of deer and seen them heavily armed and thinking I need an assault rifle to defend myself here. So with that being said, gamers, we've got to stay united against a common pain in the ass, and that's the government and our president, who apparently, rather than make fucking laws against, gun violence, they want to make laws against fucking video games and movies. Wow, that's like finding out you have cancer and deciding that cheeseburgers is the best option for your cure. Gamers, tell me what you think in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. This has been Xbox Beyond the Box. I've been your host, Dragon Dust. Gamers, stay safe, and most importantly, stay awesome.